Hi guys, it's Frankie from Frankie Tech. Good to see you guys again, and I'm here to share a first look of a device I'm definitely excited to see. It's none other than the Realme GT, and your first look on Frankie Tech of the Realme GT. And look at this dark blue version that I got with these incredible, look at those lines, look at that kind of striping on the back. It is a very unique and dark look. Now you may be wondering, Frankie Tech, why didn't you get the racing stripe version? Well, apparently the racing stripe is sold out like crazy. And on top of that, guys, you know, the blue looks nice. It's more my style, but that's not to say that the racing stripe is cool. And I'm sure there will be other channels that will show off that phone soon. But for now, guys, I want to do a first look of this phone and just talk about all the reasons why I picked up this device. Because let's face it, this is the next gen Realme phone. This is it. And you know, here it is in the flesh. And let me tell you, just looking at this device, I can already tell there's a number of things I very much like about this device, initial impressions. And one thing that immediately strikes out to me is the size. You know, a couple years back, guys, 6.43-inch display would have seemed like a pretty large device. And now this seems like the smallest phone that I've probably tested in the past 6 months. It's crazy to just see how that has evolved. Now let me show you the version that I got, because it is a terrific version. I got the 12 GB, there it is, 256 gigs of storage version. And of course, this is the China variant, guys, because there's no global model of this Realme GT. And look, the display does look really good. It's a 120 hertz AMOLED display. And let's just double check here that we are using, let's set that to 2 minutes. Let's just double check that the refresh rate is correct. There you see it's on auto select right now. And let's go to 120 hertz to have a constant 120 hertz refresh rate. And oh yeah, you can definitely tell the difference, guys. Look at that. That looks really good. Now in terms of design, we do have kind of a plastic build quality similar to the, you know, Redmi K40 Pro. And yes, we do still have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. You can see it right there. There it is. And this blue color is pretty subdued, but I will tell you guys, what I like about this color is that it's the closest thing to kind of a black variant that you're gonna see for this series. And there's the camera module on the back. You can kind of make it out. Just trying to get better lighting here. There we go. And the camera module is definitely very traditional Realme camera module. That's not saying that's bad, guys. It's just saying that it's a little bit boring. It's not, you know, it's not to say that it's a bad design, but you know, we've definitely seen this type of Realme design before, and I don't know. But the display does look nice despite being smaller than I'm used to. 6.43-inch Full HD 120 hertz display. And I can already tell, I don't think we have DC dimming on this display as well. But it's a flat panel display and it looks really good. And the punch hole, you know, is a pretty standard size. The K40 definitely has a much smaller punch hole than this device. But what's the star of the show here, of course? It's about GT, guys. It's about performance, 12 gigs of RAM, Snapdragon 888 on board, and you're gonna basically have the fastest Realme device in the world right now. This is it. This is the fastest Realme device that money can buy. And of course, battery life, we have a 4,500 milliampere battery with, I think it's 65 watt fast charging. Pretty sure I just checked the charging brick in there and saw it was 65 watts. And so there you go, guys. It's a Realme phone. And you know, it reminds me of all the other great Realme phones that I've enjoyed in the past, like the Realme X7 Pro. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from this device. You know, and the Realme X7 Pro came at a really good price. This phone is also now the lowest cost Snapdragon 888 phone on the market. So it's definitely going to give the K40 Pro a run for its money. But let's go ahead and take the classic Frankie Tech camera shot. Here we go. Super fast shutter, great haptics. Wow, those haptics feel really good. And let's have a look at the shot. And let's see the results. Looks really good. 64 megapixel main camera with an 8 megapixel ultra wide. And I'm gonna have to test these out, of course, much further. But before we wrap up here, guys, I'm gonna do the precarious comparison that I always do. Just pray for the phones, guys, pray for the phones. And there they are, guys. There are the Realme GT and the K40 Pro, and then of course serrated edge look, and it looks, I mean, you tell me, which is the more iconic design of these two? Which would you say, which would you say you would be more excited about picking up? Now, the Realme GT in the racing stripe color is amazing, but I think even in this blue color, it still looks great, and I think it still has a very unique look. But I'm just liking what the K40 Pro is doing now, and you can just tell, looking at these devices, one big plus here for the GT is the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. And so, of course, stay tuned for the full comparison, guys, between these two phones. Does that scare you? Does that scare you? And anyways, that's it for this one, guys. But hit me up in the comments, any questions, any thoughts you have on this Realme GT. And of course, I will be giving the full review treatment to this device, the full initial review, so stay tuned for that, coming very soon. But that's it for this one. If you liked it, give me that thumbs up. And if you love the content of Frankie Tech, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon for future updates. There it is, guys. I leave you with this beautiful front, and we'll take a look at the blue back in better lighting tomorrow morning. But let me tell you, it is a very striking back once you see it in person. So that's it, and this is where I leave you by saying, this is Frankie Tech signing off. Have a good one. There we go, there we go, there we go. TGIF, guys, TGIF.